Hello and welcome to a special broadcast on India versus Australia Women's World Cup match today in Vizag. The big face-off. It's more than just a World Cup encounter. It's a rivalry that has shaped the story of women's cricket. From that unforgettable day in Derby when Harmanpreet Kaur's brilliance stunned Australia to today's clash on home soil. Every meeting between these two sides have marked a new chapter of belief and determination. India and Australia now stand on the hunt for the perfect game, one that can define their World Cup journey. For Harmanpreet's team, it's about correcting the tactical flaws and rediscovering their winning rhythm. And for Healy's Australians, it's about living up to their reputation as a world beaters. Two powerhouses, one goal, high stake, high pressure, and this is the big face of India versus Australia. So let's get started. The action in the ICC Women's World Cup 2025 continues to heat up as the host India take on Australia in Visakhapatnam later today. Led by Harmanpreet Kaur, India will be eager to bounce back after suffering their first loss of the campaign against South Africa. Despite that setback, women in blue remain a solid position, sitting third on the points table with 2 wins from 3 matches. Here is more.
Yet another thrilling weekend is here with a lot of cricketing action as the Indian women are all set to take on the mighty Australian side at the ongoing ICC Women's Cricket World Cup. The league stage match will take place at the ACA VDCA Stadium in Visakhapatnam, where Team India recently faced South Africa. In this particular tournament, Team India comes at the back of 2 victories, one against Sri Lanka and the other against Pakistan. However, Team India lost to South Africa in their third league stage encounter. On the other hand, Australia have registered heavy victories against New Zealand and Pakistan and a washout against Sri Lanka. The head-to-head favours the Australians in the ODI format, where Australia won 48 matches out of 59. However, before their World Cup outing, Team India beat Australia in the second ODI at New Chandigarh. Kranti Gaur took crucial wickets in the winning match of the second ODI between India and Australia. Not only this, Smriti Mandhana hit 2 consecutive centuries as well in the recently concluded ODI series against the Aussies.
हम लोग भी एकदम पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट से जा रहे हैं और हम लोगों ने पास्ट में भी उन लोगों के साथ मैचेस खेले हैं और उनको हराया भी है तो मतलब कोशिश यही रहेगी कि हम लोग अपना बेस्ट दें. वी हैव बीन प्लानिंग रियली वेल और सब लोग क्लियर हैं अपने माइंड में और क्या करना है सबको क्लैरिटी है. हमने ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्टाइल बहुत टाइम से देखा है कि वो एग्रेसिव ही आते हैं बट ऑन द अदर हैंड हमारे प्लान्स भी बहुत ज़्यादा क्लियर हैं और जो भी हम लोग मीटिंग्स में बात कर रहे हैं हम लोगों ने डिस्कशंस किए हैं, कुछ प्लानिंग्स करी हैं एंड लेट्स होप कि हम लोग पॉजिटिव स्टार्ट दें.
Talking about the pitch report, this is the same surface where India faced South Africa. The pitch surface at the ACA VDCA Stadium in Visakhapatnam is expected to be flat and dry, with conditions getting better for batting as the game progresses. The match becomes even more crucial because India from here needs to win at least 3 matches for strong chances to secure a semis spot.
Team India is now all set to play its 4th encounter of the ongoing ICC Women's Cricket World Cup in the league stage group match. And here, as we know, that Australia is the 7-time World Cup winner, but Team India is also no less. In the recently concluded ODI series, Team India recorded the historic victory against the Aussies, beating them by 102 runs in New Chandigarh. Now, that was the same series in which Smriti Mandhana also hit 2 consecutive centuries and Kranti Gaur took very crucial wickets. Now, let's see how Team Australia is going to perform against Team India at the ACA VDCA International Cricket Stadium, where Team DD India is currently present, and we'll get you all the latest and live reports from here. With camera person Ashish, this is Deepika reporting for DD India from Vizag.
Now let's take a look at what the fans have to say about this crucial and high stakes India versus Australia encounter in the ICC Women's World Cup.
Very much excited because it's India versus Australia. Even though it's a women match, we are very excited about this, and we came early to sit very front, but they are not allowing us.
Yeah, I was so much excited to see the match. So because so first time I was eagerly waiting for the match. So So now India was in third place. So I was exciting to come in the first place.
Jemima Rodriguez because he loves her energy levels. So it's very cool to see her on ground. We are very excited to support Indian women's team for this World Cup. India jeetega.
So as the fans are hoping that India will win this World Cup, and to take this big face of power, joining us on the show, Ajay Mehra, the former India cricketer and one of the most respected voices in the game. Ajay will help us to decode the India's tactical challenges, strategy for this crucial match. And from ground zero in Visakhapatnam, we are joined by DD India correspondent Deepika, tracking all the latest updates and mood in the Indian camp and the buzz ahead of the marquee World Cup clash between the two heavyweights. Ajay, first coming to you. If you take a look, this World Cup, collapses have been a theme of this World Cup in every match. Both India and Australia have part of it. So what's the reason that we are finding so much collapses in this World Cup?
So much, first of all. I just feel, Narayan, that probably, yes, they have to really strengthen the top order. I think both the sides, India, of course, are a quality side. They have a lot of experience. You just mentioned the way Smriti Mandhana, she played against Australia in the recently concluded one-day series. I think we have the ammunition. It's just about, getting the right combination. And if the top order gets going, yes, the Indian batting has had a few problems against the left-arm spin as well. But overall, I feel, it's a quality side. We have got experience. Yes, Australia are a champion side. They have done well in the past. But this is going to be an epic, battle as well. Because India-Australia, be it men's, cricket, be it women's cricket, there's always a high-voltage clash. And I think, for India, because they lost last game against South Africa, this game holds a lot of importance for them, Narayan.
Definitely. Be it the women's team or a men's team, it is always a marquee clash. Deepika, coming to you, if we talk about the India's bowling, it's not looking the way up to the mark. Do you think India needs some added experience in the pace attack that currently features Kranti Gaur and Amanjot Kaur?
That has been the...
Who have, means if take a look, their experiences of only 21 ODIs between them.
That has been the question that India really needs to add the sixth bowler to the squad to make it against Team Australia, because the lack of the sixth bowler was somewhere seen in their match against South Africa. However, there are really high hopes, and we have with us many fans. Interestingly, Narayan, the stadium stands sold out for the India versus Australia match. First, let's talk to the fans that what do they think about India versus Australia match. How excited are you for the India versus Australia clash?
Hi, I'm Sunil. Very excited about Women's World Cup. Equally, India is the world champion T20 agents. So we expect India women to also be the world champ this time. Yeah!
And we also have women supporters. Which player is the player you are looking forward to today?
Harmanpreet Kaur and Smriti Mandhana, because I admire both of them right from the start. And yes, I expect them to hit.
Now, interestingly, Narayan, the father-daughter duo is also wearing the number 18 jersey. You know what's showing? That number 18 is so powerful. You have to show it towards the camera. So, number 18 belongs to Virat Kohli. And interestingly, Smriti Mandhana also wears the number 18 jersey. That has been the josh here. That has been the energy here. We have very young fans also. Which player are you looking forward to?
Smriti Mandhana.
You love Smriti Mandhana?
Yes.
And what do you think about today's match?
I'm thinking about India want to win the T20 World Cup.
And the ODI World Cup. And also we have different fans. From where exactly have you come?
I came from Bihar, but I am studying in Vizag. So we are coming to enjoy this women ICC match, because you are excited to hold that Smriti Mandhana and Harmanpreet that World Cup championship. I am big fan of Smriti Mandhana.
Wow. And from where are you coming?
I am from Bihar. I am very excited to watching this world champion match, because India is champion in every event. I want to see this World Cup in Smriti Mandhana hands and Harmanpreet Kaur hands.
Now that's a very important point, that number 18 jersey. So whosoever wins the World Cup, whether it's men's or women's, the cup belongs to India. What do you think about women's cricket performance over the years?
Yeah, over the years, India is performing very, very well, and almost they have. Australia is the world champ right now, the defending champion for this World Cup. But I'm sure India will do much better. And today's match is the first step to get the World Cup. Yeah!
So there you heard, Narayan, how excited are the fans and especially how optimistic they are, because we've been talking about their playing lineup, their bowling order, their batting lineup, and how they are performing in different departments, and what are the lacking points they need to fill in, like they need to really add the sixth bowler today in the squad in order to win against Team Australia, because this is also a great opportunity to secure a very strong spot for the upcoming semi-finals, because right now India needs to win the next 3 matches in order to have a straight ticket to the semi-finals. But here, looking at the optimism of the fans, looking at them, Vizag is supporting with a huge supporting crowd at Vizag Cricket Stadium today. Narayan.
So crowd is there, but we are talking about a combination. Their option on the bench could tempt them. Either Renuka Singh be there along with the Arundhati Roy, because they have the experience of Arundhati Roy, 49 international ODI matches under her belt. But Ajay, coming to you, as we mentioned, why India are losing so many wickets to the left-arm spinner, as also you mentioned. If you take a look, Rodriguez too fell to left-arm spinner twice without scoring. So why we are so technically unsound against these left-arm spinners?
I think because sometimes what happens, Ryan, when you play too much of T20 cricket, or you're practicing on good surfaces, playing left-arm spin is a challenge. We've seen with top players as well. We've seen at the international level, even with men's cricket a few times. So I think that's one area I'm sure Amol Mazumdar, the head coach, will be working on, because you can't be losing too many wickets. If we have to perform well, we all know this World Cup is in Sri Lanka and India, and the surfaces will be getting slower as well, because the sun will be out, sun beating out. There might be a few cracks as well. So you have to play spin well. And Indians are accustomed to play spin. It's just that, yes, that's one area of concern, because I thought, left-arm spin, you lost so many wickets against them in the last few matches. You see against Sri Lanka, against Bangladesh as well, against South Africa. So that's an area of concern, right? Surely. And I'm sure, with a few days off, they would have practiced it as well. And one more area, Narayan, is the fielding. They have to be much better, because Australia are very sharp on the field. They give their best as well. India are a good fielding side, but just because this game, and the next game against New Zealand coming up, England as well, are going to be important games for India. So I think they have to really raise the level of their fielding. That's going to be of paramount importance for India.
Right, definitely, as you mentioned, fielding is a matter of concern for the Team India. Deepika, if we talk about, as you mentioned, that India can play a 6th bowler the way they are struggling in the previous match against South Africa. But if they bring, suppose they bring a 1 bowler to the Indian squad, Indian combination, then they have to just sacrifice 1 batter. And do you think that sacrificing 1 batter at this stage of a tournament will be a right decision?
And that is all the more reasons that we are expecting the top order to perform. Especially, we are having high hopes from Harmanpreet, we are having high hopes from Smriti Mandhana, and we are also having high hopes from Jemima Rodriguez, because India is standing at a very crucial juncture where they need to deliver in big runs. And if the top order performs today, the victory belongs to India. If not, then there can be a really problematic situation for the country, because the semis would be in a limbo then. But yes, in order to have that sort of combination, that you can add another bowler as the 6th option to the playing squad, then you have to also strategize, which the team, I'm sure, would have planned, as Sneha Rana was saying yesterday in pre-match press conference, that they are looking at various combinations and permutations, and they are also expecting the fact that they are in the need to add the 6th bowler. And in order to have that, they are also aware of the fact that Smriti Mandhana needs to score those runs today, and so is Harmanpreet Kaur, the entire top order, because we are depending a lot on the lower order, and the middle order have also not been able to perform. And also, when we talk about the strategy of the team Sneha Rana also confirmed that the strategy is to go all aggressive against Team Australia in today's encounter. Narayan.
Thanks, Deepika. You have given a wonderful inputs from there, as you have to go on the DD News to give your valuable inputs. So thanks for joining. We will, Ajay, coming to you again. If we talk about, Ajay, if you overall, the way India started their campaign against the way they won the matches against Sri Lanka, the Pakistan, they were not, we can say, the good or big teams in the tournament. But suddenly when they face a strong team, their fragilities exposed. Do you think that India should strategize the things better against the stronger team like Australia, South Africa, England? Because winning those important and big matches will be crucial to be there in the knockouts.
Yeah, absolutely, Narayan, because now every match really counts. You're very right, Narayan, because you can't be losing too many games from here. They play England, then they play New Zealand as well, and they are top sides. They have done their homework as well. And I think yes, strategy is going to be important. I'm sure the team management along with the coach would have discussed so many things. As you rightly mentioned, Harmanpreet, she has to fire because she's got the numbers. She's a fantastic batter. We all know that she's an aggressive batter. But getting those starts is important. You can't be relying on one or two batters. You can't be relying on Smriti or Jamima. Jamima has been not in the best of forms. But India, the good thing is that we have got some good all-rounders. Harleen Deol is there, Sneh Rana is there, and six bowling option as you mentioned, Narayan is a worry for India. But I wouldn't be surprised if Harmanpreet today rolls her arms as well. Because she can bowl off spin as well. Dipti Sharma, she's done well. So the balance of the team is pretty good. Just that they have to put their best foot forward. They have to get those stars. The top order has to do well. The fielding is one area of concern. And, I wouldn't be surprised that someone like Renuka Singh, she makes a comeback. She plays this game as well because she's a wicket taker. She's a swing bowler, bowls pretty well. So I think, it's a good lineup that India have. But I think a lot will depend on the top order if they can get those starts against Australia because this surface at Vizag, Narayana covered a lot of cricket out here, is a really good surface, especially as the evening approaches. Becomes really good, very conducive of batting. So I feel it's full of runs for India, and it might be a high-scoring game as well. But I think numbers all suggest Smriti Mandhana, Harmanpreet Kaur, the way they have batted for India, I think a lot will rest on the shoulders in this vital game, in this crunch game for India.
Definitely, as you mentioned, that the India's top five still has made no big impact in this World Cup so far. But Ajay, taking a look the way India is using the spin in the death overs, how you look this strategy? Is it good, or do you think that against when they are playing the teams like Australia, when they will play England, it's a better thing, or they should avoid this using spin in the death overs?
Narayan, I always feel, you have to back your strengths. And this team, if you see Narayan, we don't have a lot of experience in the fast bowlers. Amanjot, well, she's a good all-rounder. Kranti Gaur, she's just coming. As you mentioned earlier as well, they don't have too much experience of one-day cricket. So I think, yes, you have to back your strength. And, as far as spinners go, Dipti is there, Sneh Rana is there. You have quality spinners, Harleen Deol as well. She can bowl in the middle overs as well. But in the death overs, I feel someone like Dipti can be a big asset because she's got a good, straighter one. She can turn the ball as well. And if there is some help Narayan on the surface, I feel, Indian spinners can really deliver against even top sides. Australia, yes, they're a good side. But one area, they are accustomed to is play pace rather than spin. So I wouldn't be surprised even today, in the death overs, India going with the spinners as well. And one more fact, as I mentioned earlier, Harmanpreet might be rolling her arm today as well because she can bowl well. She practiced the nets as well as the reports came in. And I'm sure, if she can bowl a few overs, just fill in a few overs, I think that will be very handy for the other bowlers as well because someone like Amanjot or Kranti Gaur, then they can be utilized in a different way.
Definitely, as you mentioned rightly, the way things are happening, and spin is we can say that the strength of this Indian team, so they can exploit that against the Australian team. Ajay was talking about the key matchups in today's match, the way Kranti Gaur is bowling and their captain. It will be we can say that face-to-face between Alyssa Healy and Kranti Gaur. Today, if you take a look, the records between the two, Kranti Gaur has bowled 35 balls to their captain Alyssa Healy, and she scored 37 runs, and Kranti had dismissed her 3 times. So do you think that this matchup today could be crucial to define this contest?
Absolutely, Narayan, spot on, because between that big battle there are going to be mini battles, and that mini battle you mentioned, Kranti Gaur and Alyssa Healy, is going to be really important because if India can get Alyssa Healy, she's got so much experience, Narayan, 120 matches, over 3,000 runs, averaging 34. She's a fantastic batter. You see the strike rate as well. Around 98 in women's cricket, that means she can really dominate and she can really, get those quick runs as well. Ashley Gardner as well, she's got experience. So it's a very, very settled batting unit that Australia have. They know how to go about. But I think the only worry might be for Australia batters will be, Narayan, is that if there is a bit of turn on the surface, if there's some help for the spinners, then I think the Indian spinners will come to play. That's going to be a challenge. They got Alyssa Perry as well. So it's a really good lineup they have. 36 50s for her in one-day cricket, and that shows the kind of experience along with 300s as well. So, but you're right, Alisa Healy is going to be a big wicket for India if Kranti Gaur, she's dismissed earlier as well. If you can get her wicket today early, that's going to be a big wicket. But I think, India, seamers, they have a job in hand, because if you can pick up those early wickets and, create those inroads, that will really be arguing very well for the spinners as well when they come into bowl, because you need that, breakthrough early on with the new ball as well. So I think, India have to play the top game, be the batters, be the seam bowlers, be the spinners as well. India have to be putting their best foot forward. And I just feel, Narayan, that India will be going, all guns blazing in this game, because they do understand that this is an important game, it's a crunch game, and you have to give your best, because after the last defeat against South Africa, India will be ready to go.
As you mentioned, definitely it's going to be a big match for the India, because winning this match will be crucial. But talking about the contest between the two teams, the rivalry, Ajay, if you take a look, we know that the mighty Australians are the 7-time world champions. Do you think that always there is a pressure for the teams who are playing against England, against this Australian team? If the team can just remain cool and calm, just keep their nerves, definitely that will be key to the success against this Australian team.
Absolutely, Narayan. One thing I think, Narayan, will be really benefiting India is that you're playing at home. You know the conditions. They have had a big camp, so many days in Vizag as well. They know the conditions out here. So, crowd support will be behind them, because the crowds will be coming in large numbers. As people were just speaking to Deepika as well, crowds are just coming in. So, and despite being a warm day in Vizag, I still feel, there will be ample support for the Indian side. So I think all factors are with India. Yes, Australia, you rightly mentioned, they're a top side. They know how to win. They have won the World Cups as well. But, playing against India in India is going to be a challenge for them. Nevertheless, they have quality in their ranks. There's no doubt. But I also feel that, the series that India played, just before the World Cup, that will be really helpful for them, because they know what their strength is as far as Australia are concerned, how they can really, win this game, how they can bowl, how they can rotate the bowlers as well. So if they can put their best game forward today, India, I feel, India might be winning this game as well. So, but, World Cup game is all about pressure, as rightly mentioned. You have to keep your nerves, a few youngsters in Indian side as well. But I think if they can just play to the potential, I think India can win this game.
Right, India has the potential, but in very quick, your prediction for today's game. Who is going to...
I feel that it's going to be a close game, but I'll go with India. My heart, mind says with India.
So Ajay is going with India, the way they have played, as you mentioned, the 3-match ODI series before the World Cup. That will be helpful for India. Thanks, Ajay, for giving a wonderful analysis of this match and helping us viewers to understand this. Thanks a lot. So now let's take a look the probable playing 11 for the team India in today's match. Definitely Smriti Mandhana, the captain, will be there. Pratika Rawal, Jamima Rodriguez, Harleen Dewal, the all-rounder, Dipti Sharma, Richa Ghosh, wicketkeeper, Amanjot Kaur, the pacer for the India, Sneh Rana, the all-rounder, Kranti Gaur, the India's frontline pacer, and Sri Charni along the captain, Harmanpreet Kaur. This is our probable playing 11 for India for today's World Cup match against Australia. Now talking about the Australian side, captain Alisa Healy and Litchfield will be there, Alyssa Perry, Ambil Sutherland, Beth Mooney, Ashley Gardner, Tahila McGraw and Georgia Warren, Kim Garth, Alana King and Marion Shutt. This is our probables for the Australia in today's match against India. So Australia is always a heavy favourite, but India playing in home conditions, definitely a favourite team, we can say that in terms of their capability to spin the ball in such condition. Now let's take a look at the points table here. At the points table, England women team is at the top, 3 matches, 3 win, and with a positive net run rate. Australia at the second place, 2 matches and 1 match ended again in no result against Sri Lanka. India in 3 matches, 2 wins, 1 loss against South Africa, and South Africa is at the 4th place after winning their 2 matches. And these 4 teams, the top 4 will go in the knockout round of this ICC Women's World Cup. So that's all in this special broadcast on the India versus Australia Women's World Cup match, the big face-off. Until we will keep you updating with all the details and all the updates of this match. And for all the updates, keep watching DD India for the we can say that we will again keep you updating about this match. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.